Hey guys, welcome to the Rat Grind channel. If this is your first time watching, please to support the channel by subscribing, hitting the notification bell, and commenting below on what you think the videos that I'm doing, how they are helping you, or how I can improve them to help you better. So in this channel, I record some updates on my stock trading. I'm a newbie on it, but I'm keeping myself accountable by sharing my progress with you, both the wins and the losses. I also share with you my crypto investments, my crypto tradings, and some recent news on cryptocurrency or financial in general. And I also do share any other opportunities that I find for you to be able to make the most out of your rat race journey. All right, guys. Well, let's start with the update on my Robinhood account. So as you saw yesterday, that I went into a position, and I went ahead and sold that position. So I'm up to date. Let me just show you guys. So I was able to sell the gush position that I was in. I made about $4. So I bought it at 260. As you can see here, I bought it at 32.50, and then I went ahead and sold that this morning at $33, right? So I did that yesterday. So, but I didn't enter a position like I told you guys. I was going to look for one. I was looking into a gold one. So I went ahead and did that. So this morning when the market opened, I went ahead and waited and kind of looked at some confirmation from this particular directional daily gold miners bull ETF. So as soon as I saw that it was going up, I went ahead and entered the position. I bought it at 24.80. I had a plan to day trade it just to make up a little bit of the losses that I had on Friday, because like I told you guys, I made a bad call on Thursday, and then I had to live through it on over the weekend, and I sold it on Monday. So with that said, I needed to try to see if I could make some gains. So I went ahead and traded that. I earned about $4 there. About $4. And then right before the market closed, I went ahead and got into another position named DGAS. This is a natural gas ETF that I got in for, and I got it for 26.28. Let me just show you here on the trading view. So as you can see, guys, I'm looking at the 5-minute chart here. All right, so as you can see, it went all the way down, and it's currently on close to oversold levels. It's within the 29-30 range. So went ahead and got into that position. It went a little bit down on the market. I'll show you my Robinhood account here. So as you can see, it went down about 0.61%, so less than a percent. But like guys, if you've been watching this channel, the percentage gains that I'm trying to earn at about 1.5 to 2%, and if I go to 3 to 5%, that's a plus. But I usually, if I can, at 1.5 to 2%, I get out of my trade if possible. Or not, I hold on to it until I get more. If I have to wait for a day, or I have to swing it for a couple days, then I want to get. I'm gonna be patient and try to get it at a higher percentage rate, just so that I can make up the gains that I did not make. But if I can't see that and I see it's downtrending, then I'm gonna get out of the position and sell it off, so I don't get stuck. I don't want it to go to zero. I know a lot of these ones that I'm investing in are probably not gonna go to zero, because they're backed by they're close to a mutual fund, basically, because they're backed by a group of companies, or it's an entire industry that we're investing in. But still, like, we want to make sure that we set up our stop losses and get out when we have to. So that's what I did, guys. But I'm up today. It's still green, as you can see. I only made 1.39%, but that's actually inaccurate, because the negative 61%, 0.61% is being accounted for already. So it was $282 when I entered this position, and I lost about $1 something per share, and I believe I got about 11. Let me see. 10 shares of it. So that does add up. So I should be able to get that gain tomorrow. If not, I'm gonna swing it and wait for it to come back. All right. So like I said, percentage gains. When you started watching this channel, I told you guys I started with about $200. I added another $20, and then that's basically what I'm growing to now, almost $300. So that's just in a span of about a month or so. So over the past month, I've earned about $57. That's 25.59% gains on my account. So my goal is by the end of the year to try to get this to as close to 25K as possible so I can do pattern trading. So that's my goal for this particular Robinhood account. I'm new to stock investing, stock trading. So this is I'm learning as I go. I keep my research. I read the news and see what's the best practices that other people are applying, and I apply that to my trades as well. I try to be as conservative as possible. I try not to get in on stocks or companies that I don't know, because like I said, when you're new, it's hard to keep up. Like there's Facebook, there's Microsoft, there's a lot of these big blue chip companies that you can invest in. But the thing is, you have to really know what's happening. You have to know the earnings. You have to know if there's news that's coming out, or there's like a hearing, they're being subpoenaed and stuff like that. There's too many factors. But if I'm investing in directional ETFs, at least I know, like, if the stock market is going down, then I can put money in gold. Because like when the markets are going down, dollar is going down, people usually put their money in gold, so then the gold will increase. If there's like a war going on in the Middle East, for example, and and oil will go down. So then I see that happening, so I'm going to invest in a bear ETF. So that's sort of the general fundamental analysis that I have to do to be able to get in on this space. So it's not as technical as you would if you are completely day trading. And like I said, I try not to day trade. I usually swing trade or position trade. But sometimes, I just do. Like today, I sold out because I saw that it was going down and I didn't want to lose out. So I sold it as soon as I got my 2% gains. I walked out because it did go up higher. But then, because I didn't pull out, I lost, just a little bit. So as soon as I saw it going back up, I just sold it and then, secured my profit. So that's what I continue to do. So that's it for my Robinhood and stock trading update, guys. So let's get on some cryptocurrency news. So the cryptocurrency market is back in the green today. Coin market cap, actually, if you notice, they did a rebrand. If you are on Apple's iPhone, they have a new app for the iOS. So make sure to download that app. It's their 5-year anniversary, so they did a little bit of a rebrand. But as you can see, the website is still pretty similar, or pretty much the same. I don't see, maybe the font changed a little bit, and of course their logo changed. But other than that, it's pretty much the same. So we're still trading up. The market is at $421 billion market cap, and there's about a $24 billion trading volume over the last 24 hours. As you can see, there was a slight pullback earlier in the last couple of days. So we're still recovering from that small pullback. You can see that on this right here. So it was going up, and then it pulled back a little bit, and now it's going back up. So not to say that it's not going to pull back, but I'm going to show you some of my technical analysis to see if it's broken through some of those support levels or where it's at right now for both BTC and Ethereum. And then I'll let you know some of the cryptocurrencies that I find value in, that I have a position on, that I'm swing trading. Basically, swing trading is, I buy it. I buy the dips and wait for it to go up, and as soon as I get my percentage gains, my percentage targets, then I'm gonna go ahead and sell that. Similar to what I do with stock investing. I just have more of a risk tolerance from crypto because I understand the market a little bit more, and I understand the coins that I find value in. I understand the technology and the companies behind them. So just keep that in mind. So also, I haven't told you guys in this episode, please don't copy my trades. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not licensed to do this. Don't take any of my advice and copy it. So please do your own research. None of this is the gospel. Don't follow it, but just take an inspiration from it or get some ideas for you to creatively come up with your own trades. But the point is, I want to be able to show you on this channel is just with small gains on a consistent basis, on a day-to-day basis, you can turn a small account like I did and completely turn it around after a year. That's really the long-term goal that I have. There's some cryptocurrencies that I'm holding for long-term. There's cryptocurrencies that I trade. There's cryptocurrencies that I trade, and then I take off just the profits, and then I just keep my initial investment until I recover that whole investment. Then I'm going to go buy a new coin to trade again so that I can be able to continue doing this. So that's pretty much it for coin market cap. EOS is pumping again. I took some trades over the weekend on this, and I did again today. I'm going to show you some of the buys that I actually did. I bought in some EOS. I bought in some Verge, actually, XVG. It's right here. As you can see, it pumped 11%. I'm still holding on to my Cardano that I took a position on a couple of days ago. So I'm waiting for that to get back to regain its profits so that I can be able to pull my money out and continue trading. So for as far as Bitcoin is concerned, and you remember this chart that I put together. It's still bouncing. It's still consolidating up and down the 9,400 and about 8,800 level. It doesn't break through the support levels right here. Like I said, there's some good support levels here. It did touch it last week, and again today it tested it again, but it's not breaking through. So that's a good sign, guys. That means that there's a lot of good support down here, because I'm not sure if I mentioned before, whenever it passes these resistance levels, after it passes it bounces. Then that becomes a new support level. So that's what it's acting as now. These were previous resistance that are now acting as support levels. So like I said, also we're still waiting to break through this 97, 96, 97 to $9,800 range for us to be able to break through and hopefully break up. We need a little bit more volume for us to be able to do that. Hopefully, it's midweek tomorrow, hump day, Wednesday. So hopefully people get back into the market and put more and buy more Bitcoin. But I think a lot of the people that were down here are sort of, they see the gains, they sell it, because let's see the profits that you could have made right here. Okay. So if you bought it right here, that's 9%, right? So you sold it, it dumped down, you bought it here, 5%. Bought it here, sold it there, 5%. So bought it here, and if it goes up again, another 5%. So some people are doing those swing trades. So that's the thing. We need more infusion of capital, infusion of new blood into the industry, so that we can be able to have more volume to work with. So we're gonna wait for that. So let's look at Ethereum. What's happening in Ethereum? All right, so I haven't checked this actually today, and as you can see, there's strong support on the 600 level right here, and it hasn't even touched that. It tested it, I believe this is probably sometime last week, maybe Wednesday or Thursday of last week, so it touched that, but then it went back up, so it hasn't touched that ever since. There's a new support level around this 635 range. As of right now, it's 674, but it's consolidating also, but we also need to be able to break through this 710, 720, 730 resistance level, because there's a strong resistance on this line right here. And once we do that, we should be good to be able to get to newer highs, right? And like I said, the same thing with Bitcoin. Probably people are just, actually it's funny that it's almost a mirror, that it's trading up and trading down, basically using the same looking chart, right? So that's what we're hoping that it holds on that particular level. But if it doesn't, it could drop down to about the 500 level. It doesn't look like that's gonna happen, guys, because there's just it's been bouncing off and you haven't even touched the support line. The last time this happened, as you can see, when it did, it doesn't really take that long for it to just start dropping. So, but like I said, it doesn't mean that that's not gonna happen, but it's usually it goes through a choppy wave, roller coaster wave, as it's going up. So as long as it's forming newer highs and lower lows, newer highs and new higher lows, then we should be okay, because as you can see, the trend line is still trajecting up. Let me see this right here. Let's see if we can. 1, 2, 3. So when you make these support lines, you need to make sure that three touch, three red candles, like 1, 2, and then the wick here, 3. I mean, you could, if you want to be conservative, you could do that, but it touched over here, so that's a good support level that it's bouncing on right there. So it hasn't really made a complete channel. It's like a wave. I mean, there's some technical analysis that they know about Elliott waves and stuff like that. It's a little bit over my head. That's too technical for me. I just look at just the basic support resistance levels to see what the trajectory of the crypto is going to be. So one thing that I wanted to show you guys, EOS, like I said, it was pumping again. Looking in Binance, so I took a position here last time. Let's convert this to, let's say, a 30-minute chart. Yeah, so I played this up over the weekend, and I got into a position again around here. I'm waiting for it to go up on this level, and then I'm gonna sell. It's bouncing off the 15-day moving average, exponential moving average line. So usually when it bounces there and it doesn't break through, that means that's a support level and it's going to pick back up. It's currently not on the 30-minute chart, is a little bit down from the overbought levels. So it might touch, but if it holds and it stays there, then we can hit new highs. Let's see the 4-hour chart. Yeah, I mean, as you clearly see, it's still trajecting up and it's even scaling even higher there. So it might pull back just a little bit there, and then bounce right, continue its upward movement, right? Another coin that is pumping is ONT. I played these over the weekend as well. Let's see, ONT, BTC. The same thing, guys. So here there's some, let me go to the 1-hour chart, the 60-minute chart. So there is some resistance right here. It broke through and it keeps bouncing up and down the 15-day exponential moving average, the 15-day EMA. So that looks like that's a good support level there. I'm looking into being able to see that it breaks through this from the 9,700 to 10,000 Satoshi level. Once it does that, then that's how it's gonna make all new all-time highs. So that's what I'm waiting for, to see if we can get some confirmation there. But it's been bouncing off this, as you can see. It tested it, it bounced off, tested it again right here, bounced off, tried to test it again here, it bounced off. So that's a clearly good sign that it's gonna maintain that level and then continue to pump up. So my capital is pretty much used up right now. I'm waiting for another trade that I did was XVG, which is Verge, that is pumping up. Let's look at the 5-minute levels. Oh, that's kind of weird. Oh, Bitfinex. No, we don't do Bitfinex. It actually just listed today there. That's probably what it is. I traded on XBG, Binance, BTC. There you go. I'm sorry, guys. So as you can see, it's pumping up. It's bouncing off that 15-day moving average, and there's some confirmation that it's going to maintain that. It's getting some resistance in this 925 to about 931 Satoshi level. So if it can break through that, then I can see that pumping up again. It's currently on the 5-minute chart. It's currently overbought, so it might go down and drop a little bit, even on the 4-hour chart. So it's quite overbought. So that I see that probably dumping a little bit and then hitting that, even if it breaks through it like this one, as long as it goes back up there, then that's what we want to be able to see. Because as you can see here, there was a big pump and that was a big dump right there, right? So we're gonna wait and see if we could be able to get out of there. I also have some Neo positions. I have some Cardano positions that I'm waiting to be able to get out of, right? So I'm gonna keep you guys posted on that. Like I said, I got into those trades. I'm waiting for it to be able to sell. And tomorrow's video, I'll probably be able to let you guys know how it does. So let's talk about some news. So I just wanted to first talk about the U.S. economy. So I was reading up on this particular news. The International Monetary Fund, or IMF, predicts that the United States government's debt load will be worse than Italy by 2023. That's pretty bad, guys. I mean, I think I talked about in the previous videos that the United States just keeps printing more and more money. And like if we keep doing that, our debt, national debt, just keeps increasing. And what happens is we need to raise our debt ceiling again. So here in the US, if you're not from the US, every time, almost every year, when they need to pass new laws, they usually tag in this like, well, let's raise the debt ceiling, right? Because what they do is they do tax cuts, which is supposed to infuse money into the economy, right? So they'll give tax cuts, and then they'll give that to. I mean, we won't pay those taxes, so that we will be using them, for our day-to-day expenses, right? Put that money back into the circulating supply in the economy. But the problem is, the government does not cut on spending. There's so many entitlements that are being paid out. There's so many interesting financial information that you can read up on, watch on YouTube, that are eye opening, guys. That you could be able to really learn about the real situation of our economy. Where people talk about a bubble, people talk about cryptocurrency as a scam, as a bubble. The U.S. economy, the dollar, the fiat currency is a big bubble. It's about to pop, and we're deficit spending right now every single day, right? So we keep cutting taxes, but we don't hold back on our expenses. We just keep spending money. We go to war and we spend more money, and that is not sustainable. So eventually that has to correct itself. So please be informed that this is going to happen. Imagine when the US debt load passes Italy by 2023. Italy actually is the second worst, debt laden country. Japan is the first one. So, we're basically on our way to becoming the first. So, I hope that changes, guys. I hope that changes. But it's us that are, we need to be able to be more financially intelligent, increase our financial IQ, go download, go play Cashflow 101, be financially sound, invest your money correctly, and protect yourself. If the bubble pops, it's going to be a bad ride down. So please protect yourself at all times and keep your investments, keep the hard-earned money that you and your family work for, keep them safe, right? So a couple of cryptocurrency news. Vitalik Buterin, the founder of Ethereum, tweeted today that sharding, yesterday actually, that sharding is coming. So what is sharding? So as I talked to you guys about before, that the original versions of cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin and Ethereum have these scalability problems, scalability and performance problems, because they're built on security and decentralization. And for mass adoption to happen, for you to be able to process just like a Visa, MasterCard network, you need a lot of transactions. Like I think Visa does about 45 transactions per second, if I'm not mistaken. It's quite up there. And Bitcoin is, I think, like 6 transactions per second, and Ethereum 8 to 15 transactions per second. Clearly, you know that that's not going to be enough. So the core developers of both platforms, Vitalik being, of course, the main developer for Ethereum because he is the founder of this cryptocurrency, of this coin, of this blockchain technology, he's always looking for options to be able to improve the scalability, improve the performance of this particular platform. So sharding, basically, like, the way the blockchain works is each block is mined. Each block that is a part of a long blockchain is basically validated by a group of different miners all over the world. So when transactions are done, it goes to a mempool. It goes to a pool. Basically, these miners pull from that pull from that pool, and then mine that. And whoever wins the mining, whoever calculates the formula or the hash correctly, whatever transactions they grabbed will then be injected and written into the blockchain, right? And then the rest of the miners, whatever they pick up from the mempool, it gets thrown back down into the pool, and then a new process starts, and you get new transactions, pull them out, and then start mining again, and whoever wins that again, whoever picks up those transactions again, that's all the transactions that will be mined. So the problem there is that, as you can see, that's a very cumbersome process, and it's a very taxing on electricity because it requires proof of work. Now, it's decentralized, it's definitely more secure, but the problem is scalability and performance. So sharding, basically what it does is it splits up the nodes. It splits up the miners. So they're only doing a portion of the process, and once they're able to mine it and validate it, then that gets written into the blockchain. Similar to what we were talking about yesterday. What were we talking? I was talking about, the Lightning Network. I was talking about it yesterday, or another video from the day before, how it works. Basically, they process transaction off chain and then they put it in as like a layer 2. So sharding is sort of similar. It's just a different way to increase the performance of the Ethereum platform. If you've been in the cryptocurrency for a little bit, you know that when CryptoKitties actually came out, it really, really bogged down the Ethereum virtual machine and the Ethereum network. And because people were just like transacting and trading cryptocurrencies and CryptoKitties and whatnot. So by Vitalik going, he has this whole, if you want to, just go to Ethereum's Reddit page and read up all about it. It's very technical. He talks about his logic on what he was wanting to do, the mechanisms of what he's trying to accomplish, and all that stuff. So he goes into here, and people are like basically, it's going over people's head, because if you're not a programmer, if you don't understand database, you won't really understand it. If you are a developer, this is like the Mongoose database is similar to this. The Mongoose database also has sharding as an option to be able to write into the database. So the Mongoose DB. I did that because I ran. I come from the .com space, and I'm a web developer from web development originally. I'm more in marketing now, but I sort of understand that, and I used to run a World of Warcraft server that uses Mongoose DB to run the characters and all that stuff. So I'm familiar with it, but I'm not a full time. I'm not like a crazy developer like Vitalik and all these great developers. I know basic. I can read. I can pseudocode, but if you make me write a whole program, good luck. You can pay me $1 million. I'll probably never finish. So that's basically it for that news. Another interesting news that I wanted to share with you guys that I was reading today. Hong Kong government reports that Bitcoin poses medium to low risk as a financial crime tool. I know that a lot of the fudders that want to spread FUD about um, cryptocurrencies being used by drug dealers, by for illegal activities. I mean, really, like, let's wake up, guys. Cash, cash, US dollars, or whatever your fiat currency is from wherever you are from, it's the number one tool to exchange value with criminals, right? Because cash is untraceable. I mean, you watch it all the time. I was watching Rush Hour. I forgot Rush Hour 1 and 2, like a couple months back. I mean, I've watched it before. I just watched it on the TV. Whenever the bad guy calls, they say, "I want cash." Why? Because cash is untraceable. So if you're saying that cryptocurrency is being used by all this, so by all these criminals, and we shouldn't use it, then we shouldn't use cash either. And you say, well, cash has no intrinsic value. I mean, cryptocurrencies have no intrinsic value because it's not backed by anything. Fiat currency ain't backed by anything whatsoever. It's just digits on a computer in the bank's central server, or your central bank's server. So that's all it is, guys. So if people are saying that it's being used for crime, financial crime, and all that, I mean, people gotta wake up. So IMF also said that crypto does not pose risk to global finance. So these are all wonderful news. They're very positive news about cryptocurrencies. If the IMF is going, IMF is the International Monetary Fund. So read up on this particular article. Just Google it. IMF reports say crypto does not pose risk to global finance. So that's definitely very, very bullish sign from them. The report says, let me just read the excerpt here. It is impossible to know the extent to which crypto assets may transform the financial infrastructure and whether most new cryptocurrency assets are likely to disappear as in past episodes of technological innovation, as many technical companies did during the boom of the late 1990s, for example. Before they can transform financial activity in a meaningful and lasting manner, crypto assets will first need to earn the confidence and support of consumers and financial authorities. So that is clear. That's what we need to happen for our market to mature and for the space to be mass adopted, right? I mean, we're talking about the efficiency, we're talking about scalability, we're talking about performance for us to be able to replace the Visas and the MasterCards and all that stuff. We need to be able to solve all these problems. People need to understand that this is safe. And part of that is also, of course, avoiding scams, educating more people, and that's the purpose that I have. One of the purpose that I have for this particular channel is I want to inform as much as possible to tell you what cryptocurrencies are actually legitimate. Of course, nothing is 100%, but I'm trying to share with you the cryptocurrencies that I find value in, that I hope will inspire you to do more research on your own to figure out what works for you. So the final last thing that I wanted to be able to share with you was this article that I was reading on Bitcoinist.com. It says powerful forces are reshaping the market. So for a long time, the cryptocurrency market was driven by a lot of early adopters, a lot of technical people, geeks, Bitcoin maximalists, and all these guys and gals who really believed in cryptocurrencies from the get-go, right? But there's not enough money from us, regular retail investors, people. We need institutional investors to come in, governments to come in, big banks, big institutions, big VC capital firms, and all that stuff to be able to infuse more money, more volume into the cryptocurrency so it can evolve, it can innovate, it can move forward and mature as a space. If you remember, in the .com days, you had everything. Pets.com, diapers.com, redvan.com, webgrocer.com. You had everything. I remember all of them. I remember the sock puppet of pets.com advertising on the Super Bowl commercial, paying hundreds of millions of dollars for that campaign. and a few years later they were long gone. So that's sort of similar to what the other article was saying about cryptocurrencies, that a lot of the the bad cryptocurrencies will get weeded out eventually, right? The longevity of your existence in this space determines if you are legit or not. So this article talks about that big money players are replacing retail Bitcoin investors, and more funds are flooding into the market. Like they did Thomas Router's survey. They did about 400 of their clients. They're saying that a lot of the like hedge funds. I also told you that George Soros, the Rothschild, the Rockefellers, they're all putting money into the blockchain and cryptocurrencies. We just have to hope that they are funding decentralization so that everything will be efficient, everything will be clear, everything will be decentralized and not basically manipulated by a central authority like it is now. So hopefully that's what's going to happen, but we have to wait. We have to be patient. And NASDAQ CEO Adina Friedman, actually, I put on the news a couple days ago, a couple videos ago, that they were willing to become a crypto exchange once the regulations were in place, once the market was more mature and Bitcoin was safe for retail investors like you and I to be able to put our hard-earned money and know that at least there's some protection in place for us not to be taken for a ride. All right, guys. Well, I hope you found some useful nuggets of information from the trades that I did, from the news that I shared with you guys, that you could be able to apply. I'm going to try to make more videos. I'm going to try to come up with, there's a lot of contents that I have planned. Of course, I work full time. I'm a dad, breadwinner. I have a family. I have 3 kids. I have a big family. So I have a lot occupying my time. So I'm doing my best to sort of figure out the most efficient way to be able to share this value to you guys and the content. I want to do courses for free, basically teaching you how I trade, what I do in looking for private sales, companies, like analyzing the coins, tokenomics, analyzing the team, and also other opportunities like that I also do, like affiliate marketing, doing some Shopify stores, all that stuff, blogging and whatnot. So I want to be able to share all that with you. But of course, I'm trying to be able to provide as much value for you guys in the shortest amount of time. So if you have any comments, please do let me know in the comments below. Please like, please share, please comment, please hit the notification bell, support my channel. Let me know what you want. Let me know what I can do better for you guys. And I'm more than willing to do that. So I wish you and your family have a wonderful day and you have a success-filled day.